Welcome to Colney Talk Podcast.
Hello, and thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. You're listening to Colney Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Alex. If you're new here, welcome. Or if you've been listening to the show, welcome back. They came, they saw, and we conquered. To be honest, I didn't know what to expect in this game against Liverpool. But my confidence leading up to the game was about 50-50, I would say. And, looking at today's lineup with Tomiyasu playing on the left, kind of gave me a little assurance in the game plan that was coming up. But, that's to be expected. And as the game started playing out, Xhaka was paired with Partey in the middle. But then again, he still moved up in the box and played a new usual role that we're beginning to come and enjoy. Ben White was super aggressive on his pressing in the first half. I mean, it was quite interesting to see him put it on full display and just help affect that pressing tactics that they had set up. And Arsenal really played a high line. Like it was a tactical plan in the first half, showing no fear at all. And that's such an amazing way of displaying how this new team, the formation, the style of play, the confidence, the passion of how we're really attacking these opponents regardless of who they are. And in this instance, Liverpool, it was just a very refreshing look. The game was just lightning quick to start off the ball, liquid football passes, ball interceptions, and pressing was fully dialed in. I mean, it was a game of quick reaction and intelligence. One pass and shoot, one cross and a strike on the ball. Just quick responses on both ends. You couldn't sit down watching this game. I know I couldn't. And my heart would have failed me, but I know a lot of us felt the same. But that's a way to feel alive watching this kind of games, especially when it's Arsenal and playing with such intensity and putting a lot of that dominance to score. I mean, we had a couple of scares with Ramsdale's niggle on his right hip. We thought there was probably going to be a change in goal there, and then like a concussion-like clash with Jesus and Samakas. But glad that he was okay. And overall in the first half, I think we handled Liverpool's pressure in the first. I mean, the way I think after the first 10 minutes, we really just had to absorb a lot of their pressure and the way they moved the ball. Second half, we came alive. Started out very quickly. We had two clear chances to score. We have to continue showing we can do that. We did show quality in tight areas of the box, but I'd like us to crank up our ruthlessness in the box. Like just as I said, one pass, shoot. I mean, most of them will be blocked, but even that slight second of hesitation, you lose your chances and you have to sort of reset, and that's all gone. So, I mean, I hope we continue to do that. Obviously, against these very quality teams, half a second almost feels like eternity. So that was just something that did show up as a consequence when we were really, pressing on in the box and trying to, score goals there. And Jesus just breathing fire in the final third, as always, and contributing in the defense and breaking some of these passes to have us stay in the position in the final third and into their box to try and score. And it was just a really nice change of pace and having the control and the dominance really show up in the second half much more than we actually did try to see in the first half. And Liverpool's second goal, Saliba got caught, something that he has to learn. And, some of these situations, I always try to look at it as this is an opportunity for us to really get better because we get to play these quality players and they help improve our play. And this is something that would add on to how Saliba will get better. So my top three players that stood out for me in the game. First, Martinelli. I mean, he was the man of the match for me, at least. He was the terror of the game. Just a complete terror. That boy is built different. I mean, his talent was on full display here. Anyone would call him out in an instant. His sharp goal from a clean thread by Odegaard in the first half was just superb. I mean, breathtaking display and pace with controlling the ball in and around the press. I mean, the way he just moved. Once he's close and all with the ball, he can just cause a lot of chaos. He can create. He can even be a decoy, just like Jesus is. But on that wing, he just owns that area. What a ball. I mean, just amazing to really get to enjoy him this season, play this much, and continue to grow. Second player, Tomiyasu. He is a unicorn for our team. And I say that because the way he played on the left was just as good as he plays on the right. And the left was not his natural position in this coming into this game and playing in this position. Turney was there present. Yes, I know Zinchenko wasn't available, but he did so much. He kept Salah quiet. Very rarely do you have that, but that's another conversation for how Salah has been playing so far this season. But he did that. He had a very impressive performance, and he is such a massive asset for us to really rely on. And having this now, we can build upon it, because even if we have Zinchenko available, you can apply the same tactics or the same additional dynamic of having Tomiyasu come in and add more, because in fact he at some point you would have Tomiyasu and Turney play on that left side together. That's an amazing sight. Like, you know that your defense and that defensive protocol will be in full effect. And boy, was I glad to see that. So the third guy, Saka, caused a lot of problem on the right, just as Martinelli did. But I mean, the star boy, he played a good game, a really good game today from the last. And, you know, Samaka's won the deals in the first half, but Saka was up for the challenge in the second, and he played well, really causing a lot of problems on that side. And some real bones of steel finishing off that penalty, that adds character. It really shows a lot, and everyone has seen that and has paid attention. And it's a really good thing for him to do and continue to build upon. I mean, carry on, Saka, man. Carry on, because it is a beautiful sight to see coming from all that you've gone through. And then my other guy today was Big Gabby. I mean, he has to learn to stay calm. I can see how much he wants to continue to prove his quality and how he's good, and he can just be as good as we've elevated Saliba. But we know and trust how much he's done so far. But these mistakes should not and will not be his reputation. He has to clean it up. His mistake that led to the first goal, he mistimed that long pass, and he wasn't even in a good position to pick it up. And had he not touched the ball, that would have been an offside. So he caused us that and kind of changed a little bit of the momentum going into that first few minutes in that first half. But, you know, it is what it is. And I know Saliba as well had his moments, but it's, you know, Big Gabby that really had some of these mistakes in him, a couple of them that he has to continue to, you know, work on and clean up. And hopefully we will see many more of that, because so much of his experience doing this and playing much more than Saliba has, including Europa League games, he should, you know, tighten much more tighter how he handles, you know, all these defensive postures and when we're in very peculiar positions. So those are my top 3-in-1 candidates: Martinelli, Tomiyasu, Saka, and the other guy, Big Gabby. So, you know, there we have it. You know, really beautiful game, and I hope you enjoyed it just as I did. So that's all I have, folks. We move on to the next game. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Take care, and bye for now.